So welcome. Oops, we've not started yet. Welcome to Benny's Designs. This is a live stream recorded for Ustream.tv and also for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I wanted to do a very quick flip of this colour book, which is about water soluble oils. Because I'm going to be working in the Winsor & Newton Artisan water mixable oils when I do my paint along on Thursdays. So I'm going to do a video about prepping the canvas, but I wanted a quick word about these, because if you've got oils, then for goodness sake work in oils. But if you've got oils, then this is just a practice, so you may not want to do this. But this is quite good because it tells you about the brief history and the description of them and why they came about. And he said he found them in the 1990s, and my eldest was born in 10/12/90, so she was born in early 90s, and I bought them when she was young so that I could do oil painting in the same room. I did make a few notes, but basically they said that oil paints they've got a pigment into vegetable drying oils, and that's what they're made of. And oil paint allows the paint to spread evenly. It's thin durable film for delicate work. It's excellent adhesion for pigments, so pigment's quite good to stick with it. It adds transparency to many pigments. It provides body to retain brush or knife strokes, so you can use it kind of impasto thick. And the oil depth of pigment is not possible in its dry state, so you can get some nice deep rich colours. And then of course the advantages are you can use it in front of children, there's no smell, there's no poisonous things, there's no jars of nasty things to have. When you're out, you just want a water bottle just the same, so that's quite good. And Derwent have the mixable mediums with you, so you've got linseed oil, but it's water mixable. You've got stand oil, which is water mixable. You have quinine. Quinine is it's a fast drying medium that you add to oils, but they have a fast drying medium that you add, so it dries quicker. Because if you leave it normally, it will dry normally. It doesn't dry any quicker than oil paints unless you add the fast dry medium. And so there's lots and lots of history about the different ones. Now, this book is brilliant. It goes into pigments, toxicity. Most of them I think are okay now. Drying times. So some paints, because of their pigments, dry faster. But I don't bother about that because I've got the fast acting thing. And then it talks about opacity and transparency, but then you can make a glaze with anything. It shows you an oil, traditional oil, and then it just shows you a water soluble colour, and there is very little difference in them. And then it has different artists, and it talks about the different brands. So we've got Max Grumbacher, which obviously is a German company. There's Holbein, they call theirs Duo Aqua. And it tells you all the colours they have. There's Van Gogh, which is the Royal Talons. And then we have the Winsor Newton, which they call Artisan, water mixable colour. And there's a big range in that one. Now a set of 2 yellows, 2 reds, 2 blues, a pink, a green, I think Viridian's in there, and there's a brown and a black. A cerulean blue and French ultramarine, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, crimson red, or Elysian crimson, and cadmium red, and then there's a 6, and there's normally, I think it's a raw umber or a burnt umber, and there's always a viridian green and a black and white, and that set's normally about £20, but they are this size. Now I'd run out of cerulean blue, so I bought two. So you can buy just individuals. Only want about 6 colours. Now I do have an orange in there, and I think I have a couple of yellows. And I love browns, so I've got an extra few black browns, but most of it you don't need that. The brushes are the same as oils, but you can use acrylics as well because they're not going to ruin. I would use synthetics. It's very rare I buy anything now that's hog hair or unnatural. Sorry, natural. I always buy unnatural because they're such good quality. So you need a flat brush and a round brush. A filbert is it, and this particular book will give you different marks. But if you go on the YouTube video and type in water mixable oils, there's quite a few starter videos that will show you how to do that. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Yeah, so it's Heather Cross at Bunny's Designs is the tweeter. Tweeter. So hopefully that should come round. So there's flat brushes, fan brushes is for a good really blend. I used a lot of, when I was blending those books, I used a lot. There's riggers for fine work and stipplers for stencil brushes. And then you've got palette knives for mixing. I normally use them for mixing because I don't want to use them for impasto, so I won't be using those. And the basic setup, so you need water, light, palette, towels. So the towels, it can be paper towels, it can be toilet roll, it can be old rags, old children's knickers are quite good, old children's pants, socks, anything that's cotton is brilliant. Cotton socks are quite good. Anything that's they're quite good for oil paints. But I found kitchen roll is quite good for water mixable because you can wash your brush out with soap and water, so you don't need that oily rag that you don't need anything to get rid of that excess oil. So I find that paper towel, if you're using the water-based stuff, so here we've got a water mixable medium, a fast dry medium, stand oil and linseed oil, and then I think that one's the impasto. So I have all those, so I'll be using a little bit of those, I think. I may just and you need the thinner as well. That's the water mixable thinner, and if you use water, and I actually have a video on this, and I'd forgotten when I was going to do the Harry Potter ones. So if you look on a couple of my Harry Potter videos with with the Winsor Newton artisan, it'll show you how to mix it, and it shows you that I mix it too thin with water, and it splits. So the too much thinner, too much water, and it will split. But that's using it really, really watery. But if you stick to about single pouring cream, that's about right. Then you want brush cleaners, of course. You can use hot soapy water. This particular book then goes into different. It goes into the different artists using different mediums and different companies and how they found it. So this one looks like they've used Winsor & Newton Artisan Fast Dry Medium with my paint. The mixture is the same consistency as traditional oils mixed with the jellied medium. And they look like they've used the Duo on there, but they do have the artisan picture here. And just use them as oils, so you're just layering up. And this is how we'll be doing the books. Just a rough area, and then introducing more detail, fine, thin layers once they're dried. Excuse me. So you can paint outside with them because they say you do not need thinners and you do not need anything else. Using brush stroking to create realism, so that's a really nice fine kind of drawing. So you don't have to think you need to do an impressionist kind of thing. You can do as much detail as you want. I have quite a few nice photographs from Ireland that I might do next after I do the books. This was quite an interesting one. He shows you how Oh, that's in another book. That's interesting. Oh, it is in here, isn't it? Yeah, it is in there. So all these artists are showing you how they've used them and what colours they've used. And then there's a kind of a bit of a paint along step by step guide. So this one again shows you how they carried on more and more detail. And this is step-by-step demonstrations. So it's each one of the artists in this chapter has broken his or her painting technique down into specific steps. By looking at these steps, you will be able to see how each artist approaches the construction of a painting and specifically how they each craft a work using water-soluble oils. You will see the artist attaining different levels of detail and learn what aspects of the painting are most important to each individual. So again, it's a really good book. They tell you they've used the Holbein and what colours they've used, and they've used the Holbein and some Aqua and some Winsor Newton. What brushes they've used and other things. So they've got Indian ink, Winsor Newton Artisan fast drying medium. So this is a fantastic little book, and I don't think I paid very much for it because I think it came out of a library. But that's the kind of inspiration you need. How they start it, how you draft it out. Then this one is again things they've used: an eraser, Holbein water-soluble linseed oil, and a painting knife and a pencil. So this is all. It doesn't say. Oh, and the number of brushes that they've used as well. So the big brushes, the small brushes. But also the colours they've used as well, because sometimes that's quite interesting. So this one is really nice. This is Winsor Newton. The colours, they've used Holbein as well, Van Gogh, golden acrylics. You can mix some things together, but we're not going to go into there. But you can get away with a little bit of oil paint with a water mixable. And you can use but you do need the oil with that. You can't do it the other way because obviously the oil paint that you mix in will never mix with water. But you can do it the other way. So if you have oil paints and you need to use a bit of this, then you can use that the other way. But you can't use oil paint with water, but you can use these with oil paint. That's what I mean to say. But again, there are a lot of an awful lot of videos showing you how to do that, and I think I do show how I mix. I have a rough idea, but mine is purely for using it on paper, but I decided that I couldn't do that, so mine's going to be on canvas. So I will be just doing a quick sketch like this. I don't think I'll be priming it with a colour first. I think I'll just be doing the background first, do a rough sketch, do the background, and probably play with a flat first colour. That's probably going to be the first painting session to get all that right, to get everything right. I may even decide about setting up as well. So it's a really good book, and you always start extremely rough and you look at it and you think that is never going to do what I want it to do, but you just have to keep going. So this one, again, this is more impasto, so they've used a filbert brush and palette knives, so it's kind of very expressionistic, but really fantastic, fast moving, is impressionistic. Playing with a palette knife is really good. Or you can get the more detailed. But everything starts out roughly the same. So it's a really, really good book, is this. I'm not sure if it's still in print or we can get it second hand, but it's a very, very good book, and it's by Sean Dye. 15 artists show how to create successful paintings with this exciting new medium. But remember, when this came out, we did not have YouTube. We did not have the internet. So anything you need to know now, you can find without buying a book. And there are a lot of videos on this subject, and I have done a very short one about mixing the colours. and setting out a palette. So that's going to be the medium that I'm going to be using for my first paint along on Thursday on Ustream.tv, roughly about 9 o'clock. Sorry, roughly about 10 o'clock London Greenwich Mean Time. And that probably will go all day until about 4 p.m. 5, depending on how well we do, depending on how engrossed we get. Because I can sit and paint all day. So thank you for watching.